believe the Lions won. Oh my gosh. Those Bears look like the Lions of old. But you tried hard. That's what the Lions fans used to say. Gosh, we were so close. How you feeling out there, One Pride? Doing some last seconds inviting right here. Could you please do the same thing? We are on YouTube right now. We're on the Villain Squad. Mike the Bear fan. NFC North main event. Please share this to all your football fan friends. That would be awesome if you could do that.
It reminds me of a football show, Football Talk with Russell Wayne, 11 a.m. in the mornings. You should watch it because it could be good for you. It could be good for you. It could be good for your life.
There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous, my defense is impregnable, and I'm just ferocious.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Wow, I got a lot of people in here. Scotty Reno, the first person. Good morning. Good morning, Scotty Reno. Good morning, Dwayne. Yeah, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. Welcome all to Football Talk with your host. That's me. That's Russell Wayne. And here we are. It is Victory Monday for some of us. The Lions beating the Bears. The Bears stealing defeat from the jaws of victory. Had the game in hand right here. But before we get into all that, we are broadcasting live into the Detroit Lion News. Let me give all these attaboys out here. Let me get this up here. Right there. In the Detroit Lion News. Thank you, Joe Chap and the boys from Detroit Lions News for allowing us to broadcast into that spot right there. We appreciate you. Mike the Bear fan, the best sport in the world right here. I'm telling you, man. We do a trash talking thing. Sometimes when your team's not doing good, it's hard to come in to a trash talking spot. And I appreciate you, Mike. I appreciate you for supporting the NFC North main event, which does embody you are the Bear representative for the main event 365. I appreciate you. And the Detroit Lions Villain Squad just got over 10,000 followers, man. We appreciate you guys for being in there for us right there. Hit that follow button right now, man. We're approaching 11,000 here very, very soon. And it's all because the Lions are doing so well right now. The villains are out in the masses right now. And here we are, Football Talk with Russell Wayne. And we want to talk about this. So I want to get into some of these comments right here to try to get through this because a lot of comments in here right off the beginning right here. Good morning to you, Dwayne. Holy crap. How they turned around so quick. Damn, down 12 points with a few minutes left, and they scored 17 unanswered points. That's very true. Dan Campbell is an aggressive coach. And when you see somebody on the other side, not even, being the exact opposite of that, I mean, if I were a Bear fan, I would want to fire Eberflus immediately. Horrible coaching. You had multiple chances to put that game away that had nothing to do with the plays that you were calling. I mean, you had a 4th and 1, and you step the foot on the gas. You're really kicking field goals to go up by 12. I mean, you were up by 9. You were already up by the 2 scores. You want to go up even more than that. So, Eberflus, man, you're coaching your team out of wins right now. And one of the questions I want to ask Bear fans, how confident you going into Minnesota this week? I mean, Minnesota was another one that stole defeat from the jaws of victory. Talking all that crap. There's probably no Viking fans in here today. They don't want to show their faces around here. Ain't no way they want to. You just lost to the Broncos. The Broncos. You lost to the Broncos. Now, the Broncos are a better team, but I watched the whole game, and neither one of those teams are very good. I mean, the Lions just won, probably playing the worst game that they've played as a team for, 3.5 quarters. Still found a way to win the game. That's what good teams do. Dwayne also says the Bears has most of that game with the ball. Had 4 turnovers. And to overcome that is amazing. Goff did not have his best game either, but it didn't even faze him. And that's true. That is very, very true. It didn't faze Goff. I was ready for all the Lion fans to come in here and want to trade Goff or get rid of him. I don't want to extend him now. And you know what he does? He does make mistakes, but he shows up in the biggest moments. That's what you want. That's what you want out of your franchise quarterback. Wait, you want a guy that's going to be like, oh, everybody's booing me. What am I going to do? Oh my gosh, we're down by 12. He didn't do that. He could have. There's a lot of quarterbacks that don't play well. When the chips get down. I mean, Justin Fields had his that was probably the best game I've ever seen him play against, especially against us. He was making tight window throws, getting out of the pocket, and instead of running, he would throw the ball to DJ Moore. He's getting better as a passer. This wasn't like the Lions playing so awful. It was Justin Fields making plays outside of the pocket. And And the Lions kept on making mistakes on third down. They were playing decent defense against them, but then they would have a penalty on third down that would give them a brand new set of downs. So I don't know. I was going to use the excuse of the Lions beat themselves. They did everything in the world to beat themselves, but they didn't. Bear down Mike in here, right there, coaching these idiots play to lose. They played Marty ball. Bear down Mike. I was feeling pain. I was feeling your pain right there. Playing Marty ball. I mean, you got a chance to close the game out, and you know how explosive that Lions offense is. But yet you threw it back. You let fate. You're trying to, okay, well, just put it in the hands of the defense. Well, I guess that's not that, like, if you want to play Monday quarterback, which that's what we do because it's Monday. But main event Mike's in the back right here, so I'm going to continue this portion of the conversation with him. Welcome to the program, main event Mike.
Good morning, Russ. Victory Monday feels good. 8-2.
It feels great. It feels great to have a Victory Monday because I thought I was going to have to come on here and eat some crow, and I'm still going to eat some crow. I'm still going to eat a little bit of crow here because I'm a realistic fan here, and I'm going to prove to you guys that I'm not just a flat-out homer. I didn't expect to win that game. Did you?
No, in fact, like you said you're expecting to eat some crow. I was a guest on the CNG podcast, a Bears show, and I was a guest on the Hallis Hall Report as well this week. And all these Bear fans had me convinced the Lions were going to blow the Bears out. You took the points. You took the Bears and the points. Yep. You won your bet. So congrats on that. But yeah, a historic
division game, man.
A historic loss for the Bears. More so than a great win for the Lions, a historic loss for the Bears. No team in NFL history has possessed the ball for 40 minutes, had the other team turn the ball over 4 times and still won the game. That's a historic loss. And I love your call of Marty ball, right? Marty Morningweg used to be the coach of the Lions, would do the same thing. We'd get a lead and he'd start running the ball up the middle for 2 yards and punt. We got this. And that's exactly what they did. Our good friend Woody from the Hallis Hall Report sent a message in the chat. Here we are playing this. We got the game in the bag. We're going to lose this thing. And sure enough, 2 touchdowns and a safety in the last couple minutes of the game to pull out the victory. A great win for the Lions, but a more devastating loss for the Bears, especially when you consider how well Justin Fields played. Justin Fields, 16 of 23, 169 yards, not burning the world on fire or anything, but 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, a passer rating of 105.2, his best passer rating of the year. He also had 18 rushes, 104 yards with a 5.8 yard average. The Bears, a total rushing total of 183 yards, but 104 of those are coming from your quarterback. So, they beat us in every statistical category. Like we said, time of possession, 40 minutes to 19:36. Mm-hmm. That's over a whole quarter that the Bears had the ball, longer than we did. They should have won this game. Defense did stiffen up and limit them to field goals. Just one more of those scores as a touchdown instead of a field goal, the Lions lose this game.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go and beat down the Lions defense, I'm not going to beat down the Lions defense. I thought the defense actually played pretty well other than the penalties in crucial times right there. I'm not going to blame the refs. I do believe that some of them were ticky-tack, and I can say that now that we've won the game. Some of those were a little bit ticky-tack, with the pulling and stuff like that. But the thing is, keep your damn hands off of the receivers on third down when it's like 3rd and long. And then they would have been fine. They would probably blown the Bears out if they had been able to get off the field and not make their mistakes. It wasn't like they were making all of these plays. We were giving them second chances with penalties and allowing them to do that. And damn, shame on you, Eberflus. You're playing this ball control game the whole damn time, and the one chance you get to, stick it to us and maintain that ball possession, you kick a field goal on 4th and 1 to go up 12. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Bears were 2 for 2 on 4th down up to that.
Gosh. So, yeah. Do you want to say that we were lucky? No, I'm not going to say that we were lucky. I'm going to say that the Lions wanted it more, just like Dan Campbell said in there. Hey, they came in, they played a good game. They were physical, but we were more physical at the end. We wanted it more. You could see that they wanted it more. Those guys were just, okay, we're trying to win the game. We're trying to just hold them off. And we were like a bull in a china shop, running through all of that, running the ball, plenty of time left. I actually had to run time out at the end. They drove down the field so fast, running the football with David Montgomery. What a great win. 8-2 for the first time. You say this was a bad loss for the Bears. This is a gigantic win for our Detroit Lions. I wasn't alive yet when they were 8-2. Were you alive yet, Mike?
I was not.
No, you were
And
not
I'm old.
alive.
Yeah.
We're old. We are old. 1975, man. We shouldn't have to be going back to that far, but I'm glad that Dan Campbell is checking these boxes off so we don't have to go back in history so damn far to get validation. You don't have to worry about that if you're a Packer fan, because Packer fan had recent history. I ain't got to go back to the 90s or anything like that. So I'm glad that Campbell's squashing some of those storylines that really put us into this SOL kind of mindset.
Mm-hmm. Able to run the ball, even though Chicago outran us in total rush yards. They had 183 total rush yards. We only had 115. Our two-headed running back monster, David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, each with a touchdown, each with around a 5-yard area. David Montgomery had a 6.3 yard average per carry, and Gibbs with a 4.5, 76 and 36 yards respectively, and each with a touchdown. Just a great performance by the offensive line. There was a holding penalty by Colby Sorsdahl, but overall he held his own really well up there for a rookie from an Ivy League school. 2 sacks each for the Bears and for the Lions. So this game was evenly contested. I got to give kudos to the Bears on that first drive. Yeah. They looked outstanding. Kudos to Luke Getsy for coming together with a great game plan for the first drive. They drive it out 75 yards and stick it in the end zone. And at that point, it says, oh boy, we're in for a game, right? Lions come back, tie the score. It's like, okay, now we can take control of this game. But it was a nail biter. What a game, though. What an exciting game. Even if we had lost the game, I don't think I could give the Bears any more kudos than I am already, because they really did play a good game.
I like this comment right here from Fred. Good morning. It's a bad day to be a Viking. One pride. Instead of worrying about the Lions, they should have been worrying about the Broncos. That's exactly what we said.
That's such a great call. In all the groups and everything this week, it was all about how they're going to catch the Lions. Oh, how they're going to – not one word about going to Denver and facing a red-hot Broncos team. That's all their chatter was about this week, the fan base from the Vikings. Was all about how they're going to beat they're going to catch us and win the division. So, I love the optimism, but you can't help but feeling they looked past the Denver Broncos. Do we want to talk about that game, or are we going to still bask in the glow of the Lions?
Well, I'm kind of hitting, because there's a ton of comments on here. I think I can get in here and just kind of go through these comments. I do want to bask in the glory of it. It is the glory of it. I wanted to put a shout out right here to Biting Kneecaps. Jeremy Ballrick coming out to Scooters yesterday, supporting my show, for one. I appreciate anybody that supports the music that I do and to come out there. What an awesome atmosphere that was at Scooters yesterday. After we got done winning, we sang Hotel California, a bunch of Bob Seger, Dead or Alive. That whole place was rocking yesterday after the victory. And we got a Ken Doby sighting in here. He doesn't need a link. I don't have to give him a link. He's just he's got Ken Doby powers. You want to talk to Ken?
Absolutely.
Here's Ken.
Good morning, gentlemen. I have powers, huh? Woo.
You have powers, man. You can just pop in here. I don't even have to send you a link. You have StreamYard powers
And I
That-
just
it-
happened to be awake this morning.
You're like He-Man. By the power of the run-on sentence.
You like that?
Good morning, Ken. Tough
How
loss
you
for your
feeling?
Bears team. Everything that you said came to fruition in that game. Luke Getsy, you convinced me, brother. He's got to go.
That what got me, I mean, it's a great game overall. I think they actually, Getsy got it right for 3.5 quarters. He schemed for your defense well enough. The Bears were winning. And then, okay, 5 minutes left. Cruise control. We've got this. Prevent. Oh, they scored a touchdown. Okay, well, we'll just run the ball down the middle and give them the ball back. Because it only took them 75 seconds for the last touchdown. I'm sure 90 seconds won't be enough time. Yeah. Yeah.
And your backs, your running backs just weren't getting it done. The only rusher that was effective was Justin Fields. Deontay Foreman, 6 carries, 14 yards. Khalil Herbert, 16 carries, 35 yards. And that's the guys you put the ball in their hands at crunch time. I was flabbergasted by it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look, during the game flow itself, you forgot Roshan Johnson. I don't remember what his yardage was, but throughout the regular game flow, the running backs were getting it done, right? Because they each had a couple good little 5-yard, 6-yard, some nice runs out in game flow were great. But at the end of the game there, like, why are you going to run into a brick wall 2 times? And then the long throw to Scott, which was a great throw, I thought Scott hesitated, like he slowed up and then sped up, and that cost him the catch. But, I mean, that's one of those plays, like, if he catches it, you're brilliant. If he doesn't, you're a dumbass.
I wanted to ask you about that real quick because I thought that was the most idiotic call at that point in time because you got to decide who you are. Right. Yeah. At that point, you decided to play Marty ball, and then all of a sudden you give us a free stoppage of the clock to go for a low percentage bomb at that point. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to play the run game, play the run game, right? Play it, run the clock out, force us to take a timeout, all of that stuff right there. Like, I know that you almost hit the play, and you might say that we got lucky on that play, but that's a low percentage play.
Right.
That's
agree.
low.
Well, so, look at, I mean, my question is, look, you had success the whole game with your O-line, holding a pocket, having Fields move the pocket. You've got, 3.5 minutes left or whatever. It was 2 minutes and change left. Why not just run your plays like you've been running? And if it ends up being a running play, let it be Justin who's rolling out, and it's do RPOs there, right? Let either Justin run with it or like dump it off to Cole Kmet, who, by the way, I think had 1 catch the whole game.
Yep.
So, I mean, why not give yourself more options at the buffet table instead of going, hey, Detroit, we're just going to run the ball down the middle, which we know you're going to stop very easily, and give you about a minute and a half with an explosive offense. And, oh, by the way, when we give you the ball back, we're going to go ahead and be in a prevent defense.
Right. Run. Like there was plenty of time.
You touched on something there really important, I think, Ken. If you take a look at that first drive of the game, what did they do? They rolled him out. Yeah. They did the RPO thing. They put him in situations where he excels in a situation to succeed. And then they stopped doing that for the rest of the game. We never saw a play call script the way we did in that first drive for the rest of the game. And it baffles me what that was all about. You want to comment on that?
So, Mike, this is scary. Hey, Russell, you may need to call us an exorcist because I had the same idea Mike did here. So I don't know, maybe there's something weird going on. I agree. I thought the first drive was scripted. It was great. Then they came off the second drive is like they had no idea. Yeah. And then you saw flashes of it where they did make good calls, and Justin threw some really great balls throughout the game. But those were created because of the other things he was doing. And I'm like, okay, these long 8-minute sustained drives were great. They were effective. Justin had more than 3 or 4 plays that were 20+ yards throwing the ball. So he was doing all the things that you guys, some folks, every now and then says he can't do. Russell, of course, has always said he could do it. But he's doing those things. Everyone's like, oh, he can't do, and he was doing it. And then you get to the end of the game, and it's like, Getsy to me, he schemed right overall for the Lions. Like you saw that with the first drive. And this is where the Lions need to go, okay, this is 2 weeks in a row someone schemed really good on our defense. We may need to shift some things up because if Luke Getsy can figure out how to scheme your defense, that means my 16-year-old son can do it. So I think the Lions, credit Goff. He came back. And you know what? Don't be hard on Goff. If you look at the turnovers, those are created by pressure, not by Goff being stupid. The one interception maybe, but 2 of them were straight pressure.
One was tipped at the line.
Yeah.
Okay. One, he just didn't see the guy.
Yeah.
I think it was Ngakoue. Somebody got their hands up right and totally screened out the linebacker. That was TJ Edwards' interception.
Yeah.
So, but 3 interceptions and a fumble. We gave you every chance to win the game. And Dan Campbell said in his post-game press conference, in his speech to the team in the locker room, we are resilient. And that's what good teams do. They find a way to win the games. And this is a situation the Lions haven't been in this year, coming from a big deficit down to win the game at the end. But to your point, that was 5 drives in a row the Detroit Lions have allowed a touchdown, 4 in Los Angeles and the opening drive in Detroit yesterday. And you're absolutely right. We got to get that figured out. Somehow teams are figuring out how to get the ball down the field on us methodically. They're taking what the defense gives them, and we've got to start disguising some coverages, doing something, because as this season starts to roll on and we start to get close to the playoffs, it's going to be crucial that defense shows up better than it has the last 2 games. Ken, really sorry for your team. Happy for my team. Of course, we wanted the Packers to lose. We can all agree on that, but they did not.
I want to hit this comment real quick, Mike. I'm sorry before we get into the pet, because Rashnish is in here talking about this. F Detroit, we gave them the game. You did not give us the game. We took the game from you. That you need to. No. I don't care, guys. I don't care. You go down there, then win the game, then win it.
Russell, I get what you're saying, brother, but okay. This is not one of those games where Lions fans need to come out and say, oh, my God, we're so fucking awesome. We killed you. No, dude. No. Our as we already talked, our really shitty coaching decisions in the last 5 minutes.
I'm just not going to allow Rashnish to come in here and play this excuse game right there.
No,
you guys had the game,
but
and you guys lost it because we took it. We wanted it more. We took it.
This is one of those games you come in and say, dude, we won one. We probably, by all rights, shouldn't have, and we took one. And we came and we took it because the other team had dumbasses for coaches. But, dude, that was their game to win, and they fucked it up and handed it to you on a silver platter at the end of it. Now, look, you still had to execute, right? At the end there, those final 2 drives, Goff had to execute, and he did. And all the credit in the world should be given for that. But, dude, the Bears coaching staff –
we don't have to go.
You didn't take anything.
We have to go no farther than that because I don't want you to defend Rashnish anymore on that right there. That's Russell, all I needed to hear you say, Ken. That was it.
But that Russell, was it. Coming and saying we came in and we took this game. Now,
we took it. We did take
coaching staff.
We took it. What was the final score?
Russell, the Bears coaching staff created the conditions that gave you the win. Now, you still, like I said, I am giving you credit because you had to execute. But
there you go. Bingo.
Those conditions. You didn't take anything. The Bears owned you for 3.5 quarters of the game and then foolishly let their foot off the gas on one of the most
important. And then we owned you when it was the most important. We owned you when it was the most important. That's it. That's all that needs to be said. Because the thing is,
the bravado level can come down a little bit. What I'm saying.
No, I don't need to go the throttle level because I've been in this position on the other side, and I was not allowed. I was not allowed to say, "Hey, we tried really, really hard." No, you shut up. You lost the game. You should have done more. We've listened to that. It is time for you to get it. You get it. You get it this time. You guys should have won the game, and you didn't.
We should have.
And we took the game from you.
And we gave you the damn game away. You know what? You are what we thought.
Okay, all right, hold on.
You know what? Wait. I can do it. You know what's great about Bears fans? Bears fans, listen. This is your one opportunity to do this to Lions fans. You can do your best Dennis Green impersonations today.
But they
They
are
are who we thought they were. They were not that good. We gave them the damn game. Mark my words, this is one of those games like the Bears game against the Cardinals in 2005, that's the 5-6 season. When you guys lose in the first round of the playoffs, this is the game that they're going to go back to. This is the Dennis Green, they are who we thought they were moment for the Lions, unless you guys fix your freaking defense. Because if Luke Getsy can figure out how to map out.
Then my 16-year-old son can too. Russ, I understand exactly what you're saying. We deserve our flowers for taking that game.
Sure.
But if it makes Bears fans feel better, I'm willing to say, okay, at the end of the game, you had the ball and a chance to win, and Aiden Hutchinson wrecked your O-line, knocked the ball loose. Your guy kicked it out of the back of the end zone, and you gave us the game. If that's what you want to do. Now, you got the ball in the second half. You're driving down. You have the potential to go up 3 scores, and you fumble. We take the ball back. If you want to say you gave it to us, I don't care. Go ahead and sing that song if that's what you want to live and die by. Bottom line is, we've been on the back end of that, like Russ says. We've been on the other side of that 1,000 times, and all we're allowed to say is, good game.
No, I mean,
so do the same for us, okay?
You guys earned it because, like I said, you still had to execute. And
that's all. That's all I wanted.
When it mattered, look at Hutchinson got shut down the entire game until when it mattered, and then he finally broke through and created that play. So he gets all the kudos in the world, kudos in the world, because when he had to do it the most, he did it. So all the kudos in the world, he did. You guys came through when you had to come through, and look at that's what you
took it. And took it. You had another chance to win the game at the end of the game with him there, and Hutchinson took it from you. Went right in there.
Hutchinson for the most part was quiet the whole game. I mean, I like Hutchinson. I see why you guys like him. But you know what? I have to give Darnell Wright some credit. He's still a rookie. He's still learning, but he did a really good job on Hutchinson overall. Hutchinson, though, came up huge for you at the end of the game, which is what you expect out of him. But
and I don't think Darnell wasn't blocking him on that play. It was the other guy, 61, I think.
On the final play, it was Darnell, because Darnell is also the guy who kicked it out of the end zone.
Because let me give you another point on top of that too. Because if we would have lost that game, I would have been able to say the same thing about you guys too. We gave you that game. We weren't playing that bad a defense. It was Brian Branch or whoever was holding on 4 third downs. We gave you brand new downs. They actually got off the field. And I mean, I'll call some of them ticky-tack, but I'm not going to blame the referees on any of that.
Right.
That was you guys getting lucky. I mean, come on. I mean, that's why I hate that narrative, because there was a whole bunch of plays that happened that led up to the situations that were there. And in the biggest moments, your guys melted down and our guys stepped up. And
I mean, look, it was a great game. I mean, you guys, like I said last week, this was a game you guys should win. And you did. We didn't make it easy on you, which I also said was going to happen. And some Lions fans say, oh, my God, this is going to be – because coming to this game, you guys thought, oh, we're going to win 42-3.
I didn't.
Okay.
But
it's a division game. It was a good division game.
It was a very good game.
One of the better division games we've played in a while.
Very good game. Very exciting.
You know what's beautiful about this game right here is that, I did not think they were going to whip ass. So not only did we win the game, but if I would have bet on this point spread, I would have won money.
I'd like to talk about a couple of things that no one is talking about, and that is what a shit job the Fox crew did broadcasting the game. It was absolutely terrible. Now, hold on, Ken. Let me finish my point here.
Yeah.
Twice, the Bears lined up in an illegal formation with the tackle playing off like the Chiefs did in week 1. On both of those plays, we stuffed the play, so it was a non-issue. But the announcers didn't say a thing about it. There were several times where the clock continued to run after a timeout, or the clock continued to run after a guy went out of bounds for both sides, for both teams. And and they never even announced, they've just put the time back on the clock. They didn't even say anything about it. And I know for a fact in my heart that both teams got screwed out of some time on clock management by the timekeeper, whoever that was. And that was just atrocious. And I thought the broadcast crew did a terrible job. And I just want to put that out. That's one thing I'd have been bitching about big time today if we had lost.
Well, Mike, we don't get Greg Olson and the A team for the Bears, who are 3-game winners against the Lions. I mean, they sent their dog teams, and they probably figured this would be a blowout game and no one would care. They didn't expect, which I don't know why, because it's a divisional game, that it would be a good game. When we got the worst broadcast team Fox had to offer, I think, or one of the worst. I mean, you guys should. That was a Greg Olson game, is what it ended up being, but we didn't get Greg Olson.
No, that was a terrible job by the Fox crew, the people in the truck, and it made it detracted from how great the games were. What do we got, Russ?
I was just the Lions were playing with their food. Rajneesh, I got to give Rajneesh credit though, because you guys, the Bear fans are I think they're like the best fans besides Lions fans, of course, because we're winning right now. But for teams that are losing, you guys show up and you guys are willing to talk football and everything like that. I give you guys all the credit in the world, man, for that. And I'm still going to give your team credit because you guys came in, you schemed the game well, you played well, and I think that you might beat Minnesota next week in their own dome.
I mean, shame on anybody who said, and myself included, who said Tyson Bagent was a better option than Justin Fields. Well, I mean, I think it was pretty clear what we already knew, how dangerous the kid is. But man, he put together 3 great quarters of football at the quarterback position. And I think you saw just in that first half was better football than Tyson Bagent may ever play in his life. So
interesting stat, Mike. And I saw this after the game, but this is interesting when you talk about Fields and the quarterbacks we've had. This is just going back from Jay Cutler. So Jay Cutler, in his 9 years as a Bear, had 7 OCs. He takes the blame for everything. Cutler was terrible. Cutler bad, right? Mitch Trubisky, in 4 years as a Bear, 3 OCs. Mitch Trubisky was a trash quarterback, right? Took the blame for everything. Justin Fields, in 3 years, 3 OCs. Oh, we need to draft Caleb. Get rid of Justin. The Bears, since 2009, 5 head coaches, 13 different offensive coordinators. It's really interesting when you read that and see how good Cutler did in his career, right? Because he put up him and Romo in their numbers. Actually, he's got better numbers than Romo, and everyone loves Romo. Fields looked good yesterday. He's looked good many times throughout his 3 years in Chicago. Just there's never been that consistency, and we wonder why. At least with the Lions, like I know, some of your guys want your DC to be fired, but you know what? He's consistent. Your head coach is behind him, and there's a breadth of work they can build upon. Whereas in Chicago, it's like every year we're hitting the reset on something, and I think that's the other advantage the Lions had yesterday. Is like you have a team where you have enough depth in your coaching and what they've been doing where they can reach back. Hey, remember this play from 2 years ago? And the players go, yep, let's go. We don't have that because every year we're hitting that reset button. I kind of think we're still kind of like where you were last year, minus maybe getting as many W's. But you can see the Bears' progression right now. I think yesterday we all saw there's a progression. Someone had mentioned, where was Montez Sweat? Montez Sweat got his first sack as a Bear yesterday. That's where Montez Sweat was.
That should have been a penalty called back the way he slammed Goff into the turf as well.
Yeah, I didn't see I probably looked the way
the announcers didn't say a thing about it. Not one thing. He grabbed him and slammed him, and there's been penalties called for a lot less than that. And that was one that I think they didn't say a word about it.
The first Fields run, when he went down, when he slid, he still took a hit. That should have been a flag too. I mean, and the announcer said nothing. Conversely speaking, though, when I was watching another game later in the day, the quarterback slid, and the announcer, oh look, that's good on that defender who made sure to avoid hitting the quarterback. Yeah, we had crappy game callers from Fox. The game clock situation was terrible. I don't think we had the best officiating crew. I don't think they made any calls or missed any calls that cost anyone the game, per se. but we definitely did not get the best that the NFL and Fox had to offer, and yet we gave them probably one of the better games of the week. It was a great game. The Lions, look, you guys should win that game, and you did. And we get to see you after our bye week, so it's going to be interesting to see the rematch.
Right. So you've got Minnesota, then the bye week, right? You're
Yep.
at Minnesota.
Yep.
Then you get your bye week, and you come back home to get the Lions. You're looking for the Bears to bounce back against the Lions then?
That's going to be an interesting game. Actually, you know what? I think it's just going to be another great game. It's one of those games that, once again, the Lions should probably win, given your trajectory. But I think it's going to be one. It's going to be one of those games where the Bears could win that game. And I think the next time around, I think the pregame talk won't be as bombastic as it was this time, because we just had this good game. So I think the home game in a couple weeks after our bye week, yeah, I think it's going to be a really good game. It could be one that, as a Bears fan, I think they should be, for progression-wise, that's a game that we should be like this time, where we should be right there with the opportunity to win the game late. And if we win the game late, then that'll tell Bears fans a lot, right? That we are last year's edition of the Lions.
Okay.
And that we're making those progressions we need to make, so that next year's division is going to be a lot of fun between our two clubs, right?
Yep.
I think
Yep. You're running on. You're rambling. Here we go.
Yeah, it's just for you,
All
Mike.
right, let's move on. Let's move on and talk about these Green Bay Packers. What do you think about that, Russell?
Well, they won.
They won 23-20.
And we can't take anything, because we're not going to take anything away from our victories. We're not going to take anything away from their victory. The Chargers did have a chance. They had a shot. I don't know if that was Quentin. That wasn't Quentin Johnson.
Yeah, Quentin Johnson dropped that ball.
I mean, right on his hands. I mean, it was definitely a lot more of an accurate throw. Like that was right there. I mean, he put it on him.
He had two steps on the defender, put it right on the money, and he let it go. Rookie on third down. That you could feel all the air go right out of it right then and there. And God, let's talk about the real issue of this game. Those hideous uniforms. Good God. Anyway, Green Bay wins 23-20 against the Chargers. Jordan Love goes 27 of 40, a smidge over 50%. That's better than he's done. He had 322 yards. He had a passer rating of 108.5, his best passer rating since week 1 against the Bears. 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. That's what it's about, taking care of the football for a young quarterback like that. They end up rushing the ball for a total of 102 yards. Aaron Jones was injured in the game. Does anyone know about that?
I don't know.
Updates, no.
I have not heard anything. I didn't have time this morning to check on that injury. I know there were 2 guys helping him off the field. Certainly going to play well for the Lions if Aaron Jones does not come to Ford Field on Thanksgiving next week. Aaron Jones, only 4 carries, 14 yards. They had to hand the ball off to A.J. Dillon there, went 14 carries for 29 yards. That's not very good, folks. Jordan Love did get it going in the passing game, though. Dontavian Wicks, 3 catches, 91 yards. But the real star for the Packers, Jaden Reed, the Michigan State product. He had 4 catches for 46 yards and also had 3 rushes for 46 yards and a touchdown. So Romeo Doubs with a touchdown, 5 catches. Green Bay getting it done, beating maybe on paper a better team in the Chargers. Chargers are free-falling fast. Brandon Staley on his way out. I mean, anybody can feel it. And if I'm Ben Johnson, that's the one job I might want to leave Detroit for. Chargers, Justin Herbert was efficient. He was 21 of 36 for 260 yards, no interceptions, 2 touchdowns, passer rating of 99.3. They had a total rushing. The Packers did give up 150 yards rushing, but 73 of those to Justin Herbert. So they were able to shut down the backs a bit. Keenan Allen with a huge day, 10 catches, 116 yards, a touchdown.
That's what he does.
Yeah. Other than that, the game was pretty even all the way down the line. Chargers did have 1 touchdown and they lost by a field goal. So there you go.
That's a game the Chargers should have won. I'm sorry, especially the way they played you guys last week. That's you nailed it, Mike. That head coach. I think if there's any coaching job in the NFL that we know is going to be open next year for a fact, it's probably that Chargers job. I think the Raiders job is gone. What's his name? Is the interim?
Harbaugh?
No.
Antonio Pierce.
Yeah, Pierce. I think that's his job to lose at this point. They love him in Vegas, and I can understand why I love him in Vegas. I think that job is secure. I think right now the only job that you can say Chargers, and that, like you said, I think that could be a destination for your OC.
I'll tell you what. I think New England might be a job that's coming open as well.
You think? He just signed the extension.
I think Bill Belichick at the end of the season says, I'm done with this. I don't want to go through another season like this. I'm going to go out as the king. That's what
you're thinking it's a retirement, not a firing.
Correct.
Okay.
He's 71 years old. He's done it all, right? If he quits right now, he'll go down as the greatest coach of all time. If he goes one more year, it's going to be all this. It was Brady. It was always Brady. I think he needs to step away right now while the team's in shit and let them hand it off to a new coach and start rebuilding there. There's been talk that Mike Vrabel from the Tennessee Titans he's a former Patriot, would be a great fit there. I like somebody who's going to Jim Harbaugh. We keep kicking this around. The reason I know, but the reason that he's tagged for that Raiders job is because there's this idea that Harbaugh wants GM control too, right? Yeah. And that job with the Raiders is one that he could get that. We don't believe he could get that in Chicago. Ryan Poles is not going to let him have a taste of that at all. But in New England, Belichick is the GM, the player personnel development, the head coach, the defensive coordinator, hell, sometimes the offensive coordinator. I think there's a lot of room, a lot of latitude there where Jim Harbaugh could step in. And I think the city of Boston would totally embrace him as the new coach of the Patriots.
I'm just tired of is this year 4 of Harbaugh coming back to the NFL? Like, is this like the new annual thing? Kind of like, is Aaron Rodgers going to retire? Every year Harbaugh is now, last year was the Vikings, right? Every year it's something else. I mean, until Harbaugh, and I think this is how Harbaugh will do it when he leaves Michigan. I think if he leaves Michigan, it's going to be because he's going to want to leave Michigan, not because he's going to get fired from Michigan. And he's going to come up and say, I'm resigning from Michigan, and I'm effectively going to be the head coach for X NFL team, and it'll all be done before anyone catches wind of it. I just think that's kind of how it's going to work. And I mean, I can see where you're going out with New England. Would Harbaugh be a fit there? I can see that. And for those who think Eberflus has gone in Chicago, I think the only way Eberflus has gone in Chicago is if Harbaugh says, I'm leaving Michigan, I'm going to Chicago, and I don't care about GM stuff because Ryan Poles and my guys there are killing it already. That's the only way I see Harbaugh playing. I'm just tired of, when this doesn't happen, and everyone watching, when Harbaugh is still at Michigan next year, at this time, mark this on your calendar, at this time next year, the 3 of us will be sitting right on your screen again, having the exact same conversation about Harbaugh.
Could be. I think a lot what happens in the game against Columbus next week has a lot to do with it, too. That might play into the decision for Harbaugh.
That's going to be a big game. I didn't watch college football.
It's the
game. It's be a big game. So are you and Russell going to be talking to each other next week? Because Russell Ohio fan?
It's a tense week every year. One-liners and so yeah. Last year, Russ had to wear Michigan gear and this cute little teddy bear hat. He had to wear that. It was really nice. So we're going to do that bet again. We're going to do that bet again. So I might be wearing some Columbus gear next week. We'll see how it goes. Did I see Nick Green in the comments?
No.
Nick Green. There was a Nick Green sighting.
Welcome back, Nick Green.
Yeah,
Great
Nick,
to see you in the comments, my friend.
Yeah, there he is.
Yep.
It's nice.
The Packers win a couple games. It's like they come out of the woodworks. I'm except A-Dub, Steve is real. You guys are the good Packer fans right there. But the other guys, yeah, you only come out when they win. I knew that they were fair weather fans, most of them.
Green Bay in a weird way. I'm happy Green Bay won. They get moved further back in the draft order. Because if you're not going to the playoffs, I'll let you win all the games you want, so you can get pushed back in the draft. If I'm not going to the playoffs, I want you further back. But is LaFleur a guy who's on the hot seat? I mean, how many years now since they've made the playoffs?
2.
Like, how much more leash does LaFleur have?
2. This will only be the second year if they don't make the playoffs this year.
Well, for Green Bay, that's like
Hey, Macho Man. Hey, Macho Man. Tell him to hit the like button.
Ooh, yeah. Go up to the top rope, brother, and put the Macho Man elbow up. Come down and smash the subscribe button right there and get the 1, 2, 3. Dig it?
But I'm wondering. I think LaFleur said this
Snap
year,
it to a Slim Jim. That's what I want to hear.
Well, right here we got Ahmed saying, "Hey, Russ, can I?" Was that supposed to be a hell yeah, or is that a whoo yeah?
No, it's a Macho Man who, yeah.
Ooh, yeah. That's what that is. Okay.
Yeah.
I got whoo, yeah. All right. Lions need to run the ball down their throats the next game.
Down their throats.
You guys saw that video, right?
If you didn't see the video, you got to go over and check it out. Villain Squad, I recorded live from the Lions Den when Montgomery punched in the winning touchdown there at the end. And be sure to check out the little kid. I think his name is Alex. I don't remember what his name is, but there's one little kid in the Lions Den, and he's going ballistic. And the run it down your throats chant, he actually started the chant. It was a beautiful thing. So check it out on Villain Squad. Follow our page if you're not already. Go over there and check out the videos from yesterday. Russ put up from his gig with Jeremy Ballreich singing Forward Down the Field, and then the one I put up from the Lions Den. They're really entertaining videos, so you should check it out. And if you're not following us on Facebook, or excuse me, on YouTube, you should subscribe. You absolutely should subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is at Main Event 365. We are trying to get this platform pumped up for us. We're killing it on Facebook, but we need people to help us out on YouTube. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Oh, and now we got the special word right here from Mr. Christopher Walken.
It reminds me of a football show, Football Talk with Russell Wayne, 11 a.m. in the mornings. You should watch it because it could be good for you. It could be good for you. It could be good for your life.
Thank you, Christopher Walken.
You
Dang.
know we need more cowbell.
Well, we got a little bit of cowbell yesterday. Was that a Lion's bell? Okay, that was lame.
What the Bears
I ruined it.
More Roshan Johnson. 6 carries,
Right.
30 yards. That's a 5-yard average, folks. Why
Yeah,
is this kid getting the ball? I thought by now he'd already own the lead back position. Deontay Foreman's done a really good job. I think he's 5th or 6th in the league in rushing, but more touches for Roshan. I don't understand. I mean, what more has the guy got to do?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Look, I mean, our running back game is tight in Chicago, and our running defense. You realize last year our run defense, you guys probably would have put up 500 yards on our run defense. What was your run totals yesterday?
Total rushing yards, you mean?
Yeah.
We rushed for 115 total.
And I seem to remember last week a few Lions fans, well, they're both going to have 100 yards, and we're going to put up 250. That Bears run defense has gotten a lot better. The run offense and the run defense and the Bears are now equal, which I'm like, okay, I think it can go next level with Roshan, and I agree with you, Mike. It's just
you possessed the ball for over 40 minutes. You don't think that contributed to the run defense? I don't know if giving up over 100 yards in less than 20 minutes is not that good, Ken.
Hey, with Jameer Gibbs,
we ran the ball to score the winning touchdown. Like
with your 2 running backs, what was the longest run play of the game for you guys? You guys weren't able to run the ball effectively. Yeah. So against your run offense, I'll take that. I'm sure.
You know who really killed the Bears? Amon-Ra St. Brown, 8 catches, 77 yards, a touchdown. But every one of those 8 catches were daggers, dude. Yeah. They were must have.
Well, and none of them were easy. 1 or 2 were easy routine catches for him, but almost none of them were easy catches. I mean, they were just. Yeah, he was showing off yesterday for his brother. Hey, bro, look how good I am. And EQ made some nice catches too. But he
did.
But that guy, I'm just going. He's good. He's just good.
His hands are so strong. Nobody. I've never seen a receiver who, when that ball hits, he's so strong. And we saw Dad a bunch of times in the stands. And
Mom,
John St. Brown. No talking, just lifting. Shut up and lift.
Well, and we got denied the Sewell brothers. I think this would have been the first game in the NFL that I can think of where you had two sets of brothers playing against each other.
Right.
So maybe we'll get to see that here in a couple of weeks. But both St. Browns had, obviously your St. Brown had a better game.
Yeah,
But
we got both sets. We got the better of both sets of brothers, I believe.
well, Arsul is still a rookie, so I give him a year. But yeah, I think you do right now. Right now you do. But I think EQ's skill set's different than his brother. EQ we use more as a big body. He puts down some blocks. EQ does. He does a lot of dirty work that fans don't see.
All right, Mike.
So the Packers get to 4 wins. You want to talk about Minnesota or go to the comments?
I was actually, while you were doing that, I was going through the comments. I was trying to find all of the Minnesota comments. We don't have to spend much time on this because there's literally, here's one. And then I think, and then here's the other one. Quentin, Sarah, we got two of the, the people that come out all the time right here, but there are no other Viking fans in here that are commenting or anything. So I'll go ahead and go through
what a slick take by Sarah there. Quentin Johnson is Jalen Reagor's twin.
You like
that? That's slick. I like it.
Oh, you want to do the box score on that real quick?
Let's talk about it. Minnesota Vikings and the Pastronaut Josh Dobbs fall 21-20 to the Denver Broncos on the road. Josh Dobbs efficient, 20 of 32, 221 yards. He had 1 TD and 1 costly INT, an 80.3 passer rating. The Minnesota Vikings ran all over the Broncos. They led in every statistical category except the points. Other than that, they just started. They had 175 yards rushing. They allowed Denver only 46 yards of total rushing. Russell Wilson was cooking. Had a passer rating 106.7. He was 27 of 35. That's very efficient, folks, for 259 yards and 0 interceptions. The real story of this game, the Minnesota Vikings turned the ball over 3 times. The Denver Broncos 0 times. And you take a look at the Detroit-Chicago game and then this game, that's what's supposed to happen when you turn the ball over that much. You're supposed to lose the game. What we saw in Detroit was a fluke, folks. I don't care if you're a Lions fan, you're Russell Wayne, if you're the biggest homer in the world, it doesn't matter. When you turn the ball over 4 times, you should lose the game. And that's what happened to Minnesota. They turned it over. They killed in time of possession, everything. They were winning this game. 3 turnovers, and they still come out with a loss. Like you said earlier, Russ, I think they were looking ahead. They shut the run down. Cortland Sutton had 4 catches for the Broncos for 66 yards and the game-winning touchdown at the end as well. Any thoughts, Ken, on the Purple Pretenders?
Yeah, you just nailed it. Purple Pretenders, because that could have been 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe a dozen turnovers away. Dobbs, just the way he throws the ball sometimes, it's like he puts a lot of balls in the air he should never put in the air, put it that way. That game, Denver could have very easily had about 6 more turnovers.
Yeah.
God, his numbers look good, but in reality, nah. I mean, against a good defense, he's going to get tore up with interceptions, and he just puts some – I get why Lions fans were like – or Vikings fans are, oh, my God, after the first couple games. But watching that Denver game, especially in the end, there were 2 or 3 balls at the end that should have been picked.
Yeah, he was just chucking it up there.
Yeah.
One of the things that I saw from that game when watching it, I think that Denver on offense created a blueprint on how to smoke that defense. I mean, really, they didn't leave running backs back to block at all. They just threw them out on the perimeter and they do those blitzing and he just chuck it over to one of the running backs. I mean, if they keep on blitzing like that, we're going to tear them up when it comes to David Montgomery and Gibbs going out there in the flats and everything. So if that's the same thing, we got better running backs than Denver does. So we're going to kill those guys if they don't change what they're doing on defense.
And Dan Campbell and staff are going to be watching that tape and picking up on that.
So are the Bears.
Sean Payton is a very an offensive mind wizard. So obviously he knows how to beat a blitz. And I think Minnesota was a little too vanilla. It's hard to say you're vanilla when you blitz, but blitzing is their vanilla, right? That's their norm. So definitely TJ Hawkins, the tight ends had a good day for Josh Dobbs. TJ Hawkins had 4 catches, 55 yards. The backup tight end, Oliver, had 4 catches, 47 yards and a tutty. So they definitely were moving the ball down the field. They were whooping the Broncos the whole game, but just could not get ahead in the scoreboard.
And I can't wait to look at some of these. Am I frozen? No. I can't wait to look at these PFF scores tomorrow. So if you guys are on here tomorrow, Tuesday is our PFF edition, and we go through some of the next generation stats. I know you guys some of you guys don't like that, but I don't care. We like to do that, go in deep dive on some of these guys, get some of the scores on some of the offensive linemen for all the games. So I'm curious to check that out tomorrow. Make sure you check us out tomorrow at 11 a.m. for the PFF edition.
I got to jump off, Russ. Can I plug the show real quick?
Yes, please plug the show.
It's the NFC North Open Mic Night every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Hey, today's Monday. That means it'll be on tonight. We'll be talking about all of these games in the NFC North. Please be sure to join us. NFC North Open Mic tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern, and every Monday. God bless you all.
Take it easy, Mike. It's always great to have you on here, especially when it's a victory morning for us Lions fans, not so much for the Bear fans or the Viking fans, but it is what it is. So now that we're done, we kind of reviewed everything, Ken. Let me throw a link out there. I don't mind having conversations on Monday with the peeps. I'm going to go ahead and throw.
Well, look, we main event Mike
right in
the hour mark, and that's all. After an hour, he shrivels up. People don't know he shrivels up, and we're only allowed to have main event Mike for an hour. Anything over an hour, he shrivels up and he disappears. So to protect for future usage, he's capped at 1 hour, just so people will understand. Hey, by the way, Denver 5-5 and in the playoff hunt.
Yeah, I think that Denver is a better team than people thought. I mean, I'm not going to harp too much on the Vikings for that. I think they did run into a trap game, and Denver's a very hard place to play. They got to have extra oxygen and shit like that. So I understand why Sarah's mad here, where she says, pretenders, get the fuck out of here. We're playing with journeymen, and we're playing with house money. Okay. I mean, that's cool. You guys got a big game this week. Right here. Let's look at this. Let's look at this game right here. This is War Week, like War Week has never been War Week, right? We got Jeremy B. Welcome to the program, brother.
What's happening?
Steve is real. Yeah. Welcome to the program, brother.
Thanks, man.
So we got big time War Week here. And first I want to get Jeremy, what is your initial thoughts? I know we talked yesterday, but let's hear your initial thoughts on this Lions stealing the victory from the Bears.
Well, think about it. For 3.5 quarters, we sat there and watched where we couldn't get the run game going. It didn't happen until the second half. And kudos. Yes, you guys did well, but we were getting 4 yards here, 5 yards there, 3 yards here, 4 yards there. When you get yourself in a 3rd and long situation, it's a passing situation. Now, he was hitting where Laporta was supposed to be going. Yes, they got crossed up. Players ran into each other. He got knocked off his route. But the fact he was throwing it into triple coverage, I say that's a Goff mistake decision-wise. The second one, yes, Ngakoue got his hand up, but he was here. The middle linebacker was wide open because the camera was right behind Goff. We're like, he didn't see the middle linebacker? That's a bad decision. The other one was tipped at the line, popped up. Your guys got it. That's a great defensive play. So 2 were bad decisions. 1 was a great defensive play.
The second one, though, and to be fair to quarterbacks, the vantage point we get from the cameras on TV is a lot different than field level. So whether or not he saw, I think that second interception was created because of pressure. And I think he also was trying to put the ball where someone should be, but because of pressure, it was early.
Laporta zigged instead of zagged. He cut in and Goff threw it to the out.
He hit into somebody, Russell. Laporta hit into somebody. The second one he was throwing to DPJ across the middle, but he threw it short by 3 yards for one thing, because Tremaine Edwards was in. DPJ was behind him by 3 or 4 yards.
But
So he threw it short.
Pressure creates that on quarterbacks because he doesn't have the time to make the recognition and go, oh shit, I shouldn't go there. He's, oh crap, I'm out of time. He better be there. And we see that in the league. That's what pressure does. And people want sacks, and sacks are great, don't get me wrong. But you see the effect of pressure in some of those golf interceptions because they were created by the pressure more so, because without the pressure, Goff has time to not make that throw and to do what he's done all year, right? Make the correct throw to the correct guy that's going to move the lines forward. But when you get pressure, you got to go because he was getting put on his ass.
I don't know. I didn't see anybody right in front of him when he threw the ball. And that's where I'm going with, because when they showed the camera angle we had, you could see the back of Goff's helmet over the center and the guy sitting right there in zone coverage.
Oh, no, he was getting hit.
Both Russell and I was like, what is he doing?
Right. Yeah, he did not have a good beginning right there. I was like, because you and I were actually talking about how we're going to talk to Ken Doby tomorrow. Like, what do we got? I mean, we have to give them the kudos. They played well, and we're doing that anyway. But, gosh, yeah, they should have lost the game, and they found a way to win. We got a couple new people here. And now I have to ask all you guys right here as we bring Sarah and A-Dub in. Welcome, my friend.
What's up, people?
You missed this part of the conversation
you guys,
earlier.
First, you guys have to, like, tonight we're doing the open mic, and I'm stealing Mike's open mic right here. You guys got to promise at least try to come out tonight, too. Come on. I mean, I don't want to, but we're going to be arguing.
I just wanted to tell Sarah, thank God you're still here. She had a bad car accident last night. She put it in the chat. So, amen. Thank God you're okay.
There you go.
Thanks, Jeremy. No, I got into a really bad car accident last night, and my car did like 4 360s, and then I landed on like the shoulder, and I had to get my car towed, and my body hurts and everything hurts, but the Vikings lost, but I still won, because I beat death yesterday. So,
yeah.
Well, God bless that. God bless that you're okay.
For sure.
Yep. For sure.
I did not know that.
Yeah, she put it in the chat, and it was while we were waiting for Ken Doby to quit running out.
I was going to die yesterday, but I didn't.
No, we don't want to lose you, Sarah. We do not want to lose you.
No.
Oh, man. So what do you think, Sarah? I mean, what's your thoughts on this Vikings game? Go ahead.
I don't know why the F Madison is still getting the damn ball. That's what I'm thinking. We were on our way to drive the ball down and scored another touchdown probably and sealed the game. And, of course, they put Madison in, and he effing fumbles. And that killed the momentum. Why he is still getting the ball is beyond me. I don't know. Does he have, like, something on KOC or what? Because there's no reason why he should be still getting the ball.
Well, I think it has to do a little bit with the injury. I mean, that's why you guys went and got Cam Akers, and that was a big thing. You definitely wanted to have him as a.
But Chandler looks way better than him. Every time Chandler got the ball, he did something with it, and yet they will have Chandler like get the ball and whatnot, and then give it to Madison, and it goes nowhere. All he does is run into people's asses.
It's just, I think that's because it's more of Chandler's more of a third down back. I don't think they want to have only Madison. I mean, if they run Chandler too much, he could get injured. And then what would, because he is a smaller back, isn't he? Isn't he more of a receiving threat, Jeremy?
Who was that, Chandler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like their third down back.
Yeah. He's more like a Darren Sproles, a scat back type of back.
Yeah. You don't want to run him like 20 times or anything, but I understand where you're coming from, Sarah. I thought that, I mean, I don't know how you feel about this. I felt like Peyton opened up a blueprint for how to stop that Flores defense because he was just running. I mean, he was throwing the running backs out of the backfield all day long, and there was nothing that Flores' defense could do about that other than, try to tackle him without making a missed tackle. What do you think about that? Do you think? I mean, are you worried
Well, I
about
think
that?
losing
I mean,
Hicks really hurt us because Hicks was the guy that holds the defense together. He's kind of like the glue, and so with him being out, it hurt us a lot.
okay. That throwing the running backs out of the backfield, and Jeremy could probably attest to this too, is like that's how you beat those crazy blitzes. If you don't know where the blitz is going to come from, if you got two running backs that just go out, you just, as soon as they throw their blitz in, you just chuck it out to a running back. And I expect next week Khalil Herbert is probably going to go off in the pass game, because if Eberflus has any kind of brain, which I don't know if you think that he does, but if he does have a brain, they'll be scheming up a lot of quarterback to running back passes.
That's not Flus. That's a Getsy thing. Flus is concentrating on the defense. Let's be honest. Let's be real. And I don't trust Getsy enough. And Jeremy's right. He's not. Jeremy made the right comment for the wrong coach. Getsy's not good enough or smart enough to figure that out. I mean, it should be. Yeah.
You've only had Getsy, what, a year now?
Yes, this is 1 year.
Yeah. So I'm going to say this right now. Coach Everlose is not good versus the NFC North because he hasn't won a game in it yet.
Did you say Everlose?
I said Everlose, yes.
Oh, my God. Nick Green. I cannot believe I'm going to see this man. Congratulations first before I bring you on here.
My God.
Congratulations to Nick Green.
Outstanding, Nick. Good to see you, brother.
Yes.
It only took 4 wins for him to show his face again.
Well, and Nick, really, honestly,
or we're gonna say it took a big game from Jordan Love for most to show up.
Right. I'm just saying, y'all been here forever, and the first time I see Nick Green here.
Nick, I'm not going to put Nick's business out there, but Nick gets a free pass. I know why he was gone.
That's why I'm saying congratulations to you while everybody's ripping on you right there. Yeah. But I give you first crack here at this Packers victory. What are your thoughts, Nick?
We beat a team that's clearly a sinking ship right now, so it is what it is. Everybody knows that the Chargers are in dysfunction currently. But it was good to see Jordan Love finally throw for 300 yards, see some development. I don't think any of us are necessarily satisfied just yet, but I'll take the win because there's not going to be many of them this year.
You and me both. I'll take the luck. I'll take luck. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, right there. So now the Packers coming. It's going to be Thanksgiving. Oh, I got a Thanksgiving video right here for you. Ready? Here you go.
Love to eat turkey 'cause it's good. Love to eat turkey like a good boy should 'cause it's turkey to eat.
I hope that everybody because I saw a happy Thanksgiving thing out there, and no matter what, this is faith, family, and then football, right? In that order. So use football to help your family get closer together. Don't let football use you. There you go. Amen to that. A-Dub, I want your thoughts. Now we get A-Dub in here. Thoughts on that Green Bay Packer victory. I haven't seen so many Packer fans in here in a while. It's fun.
With this game, I just felt like things have found as much that came together. Like these guys have shown great resilience. There was plenty of young guys who showed up and came through when we needed them most. And this game for Love had to happen, especially when it came to how bad our run game was when it came to certain guys that got hurt. Like the moment we lost Aaron Jones and then our third string back got hurt in the first half. So we had to rely strongly on that pass game for the most part of the game to help us get through.
What's love got to do with it? Yeah.
You know what was cool? Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs didn't drop passes this game. That was refreshing.
Exactly.
So Nick, are you saying that's the key to victory? Because
somebody say this guy here.
Victory where a couple years, you guys, they didn't drop. Every time you say that seems to be the Packers that might win a game.
Yeah.
What's funny is every time they say that, the next game they do.
Sarah said something earlier about house money. I've said this all year long with the Packers being $40 million behind the cap with that trade, that this year, the entire year was a house money year, that you guys ripped the Band-Aid off and moving into the next thing. So if I'm a Packer fan, that I would just be thinking about the next year at that point and say, okay, we got these pieces and we can get into the draft, a couple extra draft picks and stuff and get a lot better in the offseason. Lions fans are used to that. I mean, that's like every one of our seasons ever. Oh man, I can't wait till next year to get draft pick.
To be honest, Russell, we should be happy that we have 4 wins right now. Like what I watch on the field sometimes is really rough. I can't believe we have 4 wins total right now. It's we're that bad this year. But I think what you were alluding to is we just got to see development. I can't expect us to be this great team this year. It's not going to happen. We're the youngest team in the league. I just want to see development. That's all.
I don't know what was going on in the personal life. I was just being funny because I hadn't seen you until win 4.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't want to take all of this stuff away from Mike. Then we have this the NFC North open mic is tonight at 7 p.m. and usually when I throw this link out in the morning, I never expect to get like 7 people on here, but that's all good, man. I love that, but I am going to call this one right now because I do want you guys to come out tonight and be part of the NFC North open mic right there. This is Football Talk with Russell Wayne right here, and this is each and every morning at 11 a.m. We do this thing. 11 a.m. We talk football, and we talk a little shit too. Why not? Why not get it in there? But tonight, 7 p.m., I hope that you guys are in there. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow, go to the top right. Ooh, yeah, smash right down Macho Man elbow onto the subscribe button. Dig it. Yeah, and I'm going to leave you right now. How I love to leave you right here with a good blessing over your life. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. And may the Lord shine his face upon you until we meet again tonight for NFC North Open Mic. Peace out.
Wow.
Right. Thank you so much for watching the program today. And I always this is like the after cap right here, Nick. Feel free to have a conversation with me in the back right here.
Okay. And, I just wanted to see you guys again now that I'm back, and it's good to see you guys, and I hope you're doing well.
We are doing well, and God bless you, Nick, man. I know what you're going through. I'm around that a lot. Like in my life as a musician, I see a lot of that, and it's I appreciate you for doing what you did and winning.
Yeah, I'm a combat vet. It's what we do. So, Nick, I know where you're at, brother. So happy you're through the other side, man. So yeah, great to see you today too.
Yeah. I don't want anybody to feel like, when they make jokes like that and stuff like that, that's like necessarily a bad thing. I find it funny as well, and I totally get it. So don't ever feel like I'm gonna like be offended or anything like that. But it was good to jump on and see you guys again.
Likewise, Nick. Likewise.
Nice to see you too.
And since you've been gone, Nick, and Russell, I don't know if you know this yet. For those who are still listening to the after shows, we take the tone down, of course. So we always talk in our sexy voices at this point of the show. Mike the Bear fan.
I think it's the music, you know?
Yeah, we've hit the 10,000 mark. We've hit the 10,000 mark, so thank you everyone who's liked Mike the Bear fan and followed us. We will be on Wednesday night at our normal time for this next war week against the Minnesota Vikings. There we go. And we've hit the 10K mark, Russell. So
that's awesome.
We're all growing. All three of our shows are growing.
That's awesome.
It's a beautiful thing because the thing is, like, we like the rivalry, and I know there are a lot of other trash talking, shows and stuff out there, but there's a balance in here because you don't want to piss off everybody. I mean, we want to have fun doing this, but if it ever gets to a point where somebody's like, oh, I don't want to be part of that because they just this or that, like, I try to be as honest and transparent as I can with the way the teams are actually being, and I have the homer chip, but everybody's got the homer chip from their point of view.
Sure.
So, but we do the best that we can, and we have good reasons right there because Dan's got it down. Dan's got it down.
Makes sense.
Well, I have to say, out of all the football divisions, I think we are the only one where fan bases of at least 3 of the 4 teams. I don't know if we can include the Vikings yet. We've all gotten together, and we all do our shows together. And we all talk.
Nick, I got one for I got this awesome the video making thing that I used to make that Hutchinson thing here. I got one here for the Quaywalk.
No question about it. I am ready to get hurt again.
Some of the good stuff in there.
Hail to the king, baby.
What's going on here, man?
Russell got a new toy.
I got too many putting some good effort into this.
He got a new toy, Nick, and he got a new toy last week, and now we've had to live with it for the last week and a half.
So here's what Taylor Decker and Jahmyr Gibbs say about a winning mindset.
Here's the thing, though. What I've been doing is 3:30 every morning. I get up and I do my sprints. Yeah, I mean, those are prime sprinting hours. People don't realize. And that's how I know I'm succeeding, is if I'm doing my sprints while everyone else is asleep. It's a winning mindset is what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Winning mindset. That's what it's all about. You got to have a winning mindset.
Prime sprinting hours.
Yeah.
Prime sprinting. You got to do it when no one else is doing it, though, Nick. That's the biggest thing. You got to do it when no one else is doing it.
Yeah,
why is Jared Goff? What is the thing about Jared?
There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable, and I'm just ferocious.
You wasn't so ferocious yesterday, Jared.
Yeah.
Was that Mike Tyson?
At the very end.
We need a new golf. We need a new golf one after this last game.
Was that Mike Tyson's voice?
That's Mike Tyson's voice. Oh wait, here. What about the my LaFleur one, right? Right. That's exactly. I mean, I think he was on point with that. I mean, that was right on. I mean, what do you think about that?
No, I think that's how us Packers fans have felt this year, watching his press conference.
I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean I make medicine sick.
Over again, man.
Oh, too much.
Russell, this new toy of yours.
It's like a video drop. I mean, I do the same thing with the, it's no different than that. It's just with some extra videos in there,
Yeah,
why not?
He's gonna be making videos of all of us pretty soon.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I can go there yet. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Brent says this is the best NFC North show. I appreciate you, Brent. Damn, Brent. I like it. I like the fact that I can hold 20 people watching the show after the show is over. That's pretty cool too.
Not to toot our horn, Russell, but I watch 2 other podcasts here and there, and they all have the same. 2 guys are on a table looking very professional with their mics and their big backdrop. We just get real dudes at their home computers with all their sports crap behind them, talking about the teams they love, versus I want to do a tryout for the NFL Network.
Right. Like these guys, like when I watch NFL Network, I go there for information, right? Like these guys they know what they're talking about. I love the podcasters that pretend like they're like the like the gurus. Oh man, I was watching tape. I was addicted. Oh, look at the bend. Like, shut up. You don't know. You don't know anything about. Like, we're all fans right here. I think that's part of the appeal right here. We're wrong all the time. Like most of the time.
I said we're wrong more than we're right.
Oh, apologize. See, Paul's ready for the last one. Paul's ready for me to close out the closeout. So if you've ever been part of a Marvel movie, you know how you watch the movie and then they and at the end they're rolling the credits, and after the credits is over, you get the juice, and that's what we're gonna do right here. And this is the real hard stop right here, and I'm gonna let you all go with a little bit of Green Bay tears.
It's not fair. They were so happy. It's not gonna be okay.
It reminds me of a football show, Football Talk with Russell Wayne, 11 a.m. in the mornings. You should watch it because it could be good for you. It could be good for you. It could be good for your life.
What's up, y'all? This is Ifeatu Melifonwu, safety for the Detroit Lions. And I just want to take some time out to give a big shout out to Russell Wayne and Main Event Mike from the Detroit Lions Villain Squad. It's a fan page and a podcast. And I just want to say I appreciate the support of me and my team. And I encourage everyone to go check out their podcast and check out their fan page. Go Lions.